Welcome back to the Ropes Family Podcast. I think this is episode 77. Episode 77. Also, first episode of 2026. That's the wrong button.
Laughing.
First episode of 2026. We've made it. So in a couple months, actually, a couple episodes, we will be podcasting for 2 years. So we may do a special episode for that. What do you think?
We may need to. We need to listen to our first one and make fun of myself, actually.
Yeah, it'll be different. I think I'm looking forward to this year podcasting. I'm taking it, not that I haven't taken podcasting seriously because I really love it. But I want to do it take it a little bit more serious this year as far as the prep work and things like that. Because we have listenership. You know, I had people asking me, "Where's the podcast?"
So
last
did I.
week. Where is this? Mm-hmm. We are part of people's routines, and we're grateful to be part of somebody's routine somewhere. Even if it is my mom.
It's my sister-in-law, but it's fine.
Yeah, my mom asked me. She's like, "Did you record a podcast?" I said, "No, we didn't last week because on yada yada yada." And then she's like, "Well, I was trying to listen to it, and then I listened to last week's again or whatever." And I said, "We'll have a new one out." So we have people counting on us.
Here we are.
So we kind of wanted to start this year off, I guess, right, or we wanted to start it off by living our best life.
Yeah.
So I think that's the topic of today's episode is living our best life. And Courtney, you've come up with the ideas for the next 10 podcasts. So what made you think of this idea?
Well, I was looking at Instagram, and this lady posted that she was living her best life. That was her theme for the year. I'm living my best life this year in 2026. But then just like her next slide was like, what does that mean? Then it was like, you know, what she was going to do for the year, you know, laying on the beach, doing nothing, or, you know, spending time with her kids or visiting one of their, you know, houses they have or whatever it was. And I was like, what does that actually mean? And her whole thing was living your best life means something different to
Your own life.
Every person.
Yeah.
I'm like, but what does that mean to us as Christians? Because
did she pose that question or did you?
I posed that question. Hers was just that it's different to every person.
Yeah. So sometimes living my best life is driving the nicest car or whatever. Yeah. Somebody has their own version of what they think living their best life would look like.
Yeah. Jet setting.
What does that mean?
She's like running around the world on airplanes.
Oh, okay. Jet setting. Okay.
That was one of her things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She's got private plane, private jets. Okay. I see. Instagram influencers are wild sometimes because they've got that and they're like, you know, I'm just a regular woman.
Yeah, I'm just normal.
I'm just a normal. You're not normal.
No. I'm wearing my son's hand-me-down shoes right now.
If you are, sorry, and if you are an influencer listening, I'm not talking trash on you. I'm just...
It's just a different life than we live.
Yeah, you're living your best life.
You're living your version of your best life.
And, you know, maybe one day I'll have more than 300 followers on Instagram or something, and I'll be famous.
Maybe.
I don't know how many you have to be famous on Instagram. I've got one video that has 2,000 views on Instagram.
That's a lot.
One that has 6.
Six views? 6,000.
6,000, yeah. Most of them get like 200 views on Instagram. I've got a core audience.
That's impressive. So you are living your best life on Instagram.
The best life possible I can is on Instagram.
Nope.
And that's moving on. That's kind of the point is people, when they say that, they're putting their best life on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's putting, I guess sometimes you put like the bad things are happening, but usually on social media, we're putting our best lives out there.
Yeah.
You know, look at me and my family.
It's a highlight reel.
Yeah. We don't really see the 40 hours you sit in your office and don't do anything, right? You know, or whatever. You don't see nobody posts that, right? We usually only post the highlight reels. That's why they're called reels, I think.
Oh.
Just kidding. I don't know why they're called reels.
I was like, whoa.
So did you, what you normally do a definition. So how do you define your best life?
Well, I was really torn on this one, and I Googled it and was like, what is the definition of this? Well, It gave me everything under the sun. So I just asked my friends.
Yeah.
So 3 of my 25 to 35-year-old friends
Wow, you
answered
have
me.
those? You have 3 friends?
I have 3. Actually, I have 4, but the 4th one is a slacker. Do you hear me? You are a slacker. She never answered. Actually, she said something and I said no. And so then she.
That's not your best
That
life.
is not your best life. She said cocktails on a beach. And I said, not for the podcast. So.
Oh, cocktails on the beach. I don't know what are cocktails. I'm just kidding.
Y'all are
I'm teasing.
not going there on the podcast.
This has been a while since we've podcasted. We haven't podcasted since last year. I'm a little rusty, so I'm getting my jokes out here.
Okay, well, here's what one of them said. My version is helping others and making a positive impact on as many people as I can. Loving my family, showing up for others, and not letting the devil speak anxiety and fear of others' thoughts into my life, and living with the joy of the Lord.
Is that one person or
That's
all
one
3?
person.
One person. They're on it.
She is on top of things.
Yeah, she likes that. Those are good answers.
And then the next one said, I think living my best life would just be anytime I'm living with the joy of the Lord in my heart. And then it would be 3 things. Usually if I'm living with his joy, all the pieces fall into place. His joy is our strength.
Amen, sister.
And then the other one said slowing down and enjoying all the little things, trusting God to the point of having peace no matter the circumstances, being better about opening my eyes to see the needs of others around me and meeting those needs when I can, even if it's inconvenient.
Yeah, I like that.
So I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah, they did a good job. Did you tell them it was going to be for a podcast?
No, the first question I asked was, what is your definition of living your best life?
They knew you were talking about the podcast.
And no, one of my friends said, what? This is so random. And the other one had already answered. And I said, for my podcast. And she said, oh, okay.
Yeah. So those were their definitions. What's yours? Do you have kind of an?
I mean, mine.
Did you already give it to us or was that not?
No.
Okay.
Mine is probably kind of the same thing. Living my best life is spending time with God, being with my family. I kind of say it down here, but it's just being full of joy, just doing things together. I like togetherness. But that was terrible English. It all has to be focused on the Lord because I know when I'm doing things for myself or for like others to approve of or whatever, then it's just not living my best life. It's showing off it just doesn't feel right.
It's kind of like the highlight reel we were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, like when we're trying to do things for others or to make ourselves look better, right? It kind of puts I don't know, damper's not the right word. Because sometimes that works. Sometimes they're like, oh, yeah, you're working hard. We can see it. But when we make it about us, it's tough. And that was kind of what I wrote down is living a life that is not. Living your best life is living a life that's not your own. Mm-hmm. Which is very countercultural, right? Like what we just said is, the culture wants us to live our best life to make it about us. You know, how can I relax? How can I be good? How can I make my life easy? That's my best life, is my easy life.
It's true.
But when we want to live our best life as Christians, we want to live a life that's not our own. And one of your friends mentioned, not letting the devil speak anxiety to me or whatever. Is that what she said? Something like that. But in Matthew 6:33, and I don't know if she references verse without knowing it or not, but it's Matthew 6:33 says, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. So living our best life isn't living a life seeking our own things. It's seeking first his kingdom, and all these things will be added to you. All of our best life will be added to us if we're seeking first his kingdom in all things we do. And that's tough. We know how hard that is, because we want to make our lives about us. We want to make our lives as easy as possible.
When you look around and everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
And you see these, especially as a woman, I don't know how guys think, but as a woman, you look and you see this woman over here that's doing all these great things and has this beautiful, perfect family and this beautiful house. And, their car is immaculate and their purse is expensive and their clothes are expensive. And you're like, why am I not doing those things? Like, why am I not living that life? She's living her best life. Isn't my best life? Shouldn't it be that?
Yeah. Shouldn't my life look like that?
Should I strive for that?
living our best life is not about being successful, right? That's kind of not epiphany is not the right word, but that's kind of the revelation, or what we're kind of, revelation is the wrong word too. But that's the lesson to be learned here is being, it's not about being successful or having it all put together, because if it was, I would never be able to live my best life.
Yeah, me either.
If I was gauging on success or like money or status or whatever, I would never be able to live my best life, because I would always be chasing the next. I would also be always be chasing the next person who's doing it better, who's living their better life that's way better than mine. So we can't live our best life based on success of others, but we it's about seeking the Lord in all things and being content in all things that we have, which is sometimes tough. Sometimes I don't like to be content in our situations that we have.
I literally talk about this in my notes, because I'm just saying, like, contentment is something huge that when I was preparing for this, I was like, if you're content, then you see the joy, you see the blessings, and you're living your best life, in quotes. You're not trying to be better. Like, I'm not, that was wrong, because you want to try to, anyway. You're not trying to be someone else, I guess. And you see what God has blessed you with, and you're like, yeah, okay, so I'm not making multiple figures.
Multiple figures.
I don't even know how
Are
many.
we talking about dolls here? Just kidding.
Stop. I'm not making a 7-figure salary. I know it's a shock to everyone on this podcast. I'm not. I don't even know if I'm making a 5-figure salary.
I
don't know. How many is it? How many figure salary do I
Listen,
make?
I don't know.
I don't know either. What's $1 million?
Oh, it's a 6? That's 7 figures is $1 million.
So I said 7-figure salary.
Yeah. No, I'm not making that.
I'm not even making a 3-figure salary. So anyway, you just can't, I just can't strive to be anything else. Like, it's not, living my best life is not going to be doing these things that I see on the internet. And when I was preparing for this verse, I was just in John. All my verses are from John, because I was stuck in John. And John 10:10 says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." And then I said, Jesus tells us that he came so that we can live our best lives in him. Because the devil tells us, or the world tells us through the devil, that
the enemy,
the enemy, that we have to be these things. You have to be rich. You have to be all of these things to be successful.
Yeah. You have to be able to show it on your Instagram to be successful.
Yeah.
You have to be able to prove it, right? And if you can't prove it, what are you? You're a fraud, right? And so if we're basing our living our best life, like I said a second ago, if we're basing our best life on living like successfully, then we're never going to live a best life, because there's always going to be more. And also, if you said you don't want to live like somebody else, I think we do want to live like somebody else, but it's not the world.
Right.
It's living like Christ, seeking first his kingdom. And that, thinking about that alone, that's a monumental task for the Christian. And the word Christian means little Christ. I told that to the youth kids the other day. That's why we're called Christians, is because we're trying to be like Christ. We're little Christs. And when we act like Christ, or when we try to be like Christ, we end up looking so much different than the rest of the world that sometimes it catches us like, oh, am I strange? Like, and that's why it's hard for us sometimes, because we're like, oh, we don't do this because of who we believe in and who we try to be like, but it's strange to people. It doesn't look like how it's supposed to look. And in Matthew 16:24-26, Jesus is saying, he says, "Then Jesus told his disciples, 'If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life would lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul?'" like, it's plain as day right there. You know, if we want to live a life, our best life, we've got to lose our life.
Mm-hmm.
Take up our cross and follow him. It's not about we're always going to be wanting more if we're looking in the wrong places for our best life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so counterintuitive, you know, like if you want the sentence literally is like, whoever wants to save his life will lose it. Mm-hmm. Like if we want to have our best life, then we've got to lose our best life. Mm-hmm. It's not about us. It's about seeking first his kingdom and his righteousness. Mm-hmm. And all these things will be added.
I agree. When I was thinking about this, I was thinking about the people who strive so hard for that life, the highlight reel life, and how they fall into this darkness. You know, I can't achieve that, so I can't live my best life. Mm-hmm. And they're looking for something. And John 11:9 says, Jesus answered, 11:9 and 10, Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by this world's light. It is when a person walks at night that they stumble, for they have no light. Mm. And the world's light is not what we need. Mm-hmm. If we're walking in the dark, we need God's light.
Yeah.
And when we have that, and it's shining a light on him and what we need from him, it's our best life.
Yeah.
And it leads back to that contentment and that the blessings and joy that he gives us, not worldly things.
Yeah. Amen, sister.
And this may have just been a podcast for myself. I'm not sure.
Listen.
But
all these podcasts are for us.
It's really, really, hurting my feelings, but it's okay.
So the family challenge can be, obviously, to live your best life. But think about it. What is your best life? Is your best life trying to look good for other people? Where is your best life seeking first his kingdom? And what is in the way of seeking first his kingdom? You know, look at your life and what are you putting in the way? Like, I've got to do this before I can seek his kingdom. I've got to have my life cleaned up before I can seek his kingdom. Mm-hmm. You know, this is probably too much information. Our house, we're getting ready to have a baby. Mm-hmm. So our house is wild. And so we have to prepare our house to bring home a baby. But we actually don't, because the baby's going to come and it's going to be here. You know, and the baby's going to endure some of the mess, you know, some of the disorganization. And that's fine. And Jesus doesn't want us to clean up our mess before we seek first his kingdom. Because he's going to be right there alongside us cleaning up the mess. Mm-hmm. Just like the baby's going to be right there enduring the mess with us. This is a podcast for another day. But
that's right.
Yeah, like, so seek first.
Jesus isn't asking for perfect.
Yeah.
He's just asking for you.
Yeah, your best life is him. Mm-hmm. It's not whatever else you're waiting on.
Right.
All right, that's all we got this week. We will talk to you later. We got a couple good episodes lined up. I'm excited for them. Courtney came up with them, so it's going to be good.
Maybe.
It'll be good. I'm excited for them. So we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.